You want to see results on your channel, but you don't have a posting strategy. Alright, now you have a posting strategy, but you don't know how to edit. Fine, let's say you've got both figured out and you're all motivated. You post back to back, and then what? The views don't match the effort. You start feeling drained. The cycle repeats, and before you know it, you stop posting altogether. In this video, I'm not just revealing the hardest part of YouTube. I'm going to show you exactly how I pushed through it with 5 simple steps. So keep watching. The hardest part of YouTube isn't getting views, it's showing up. Let me tell you a bit of my story. I'm an 18-year-old that started a YouTube channel while juggling med school. And trust me, it wasn't easy. Between classes, assignments, exams, and everything else, I had every excuse not to post. I'd tell myself, I'll do it later, but later never came. So I kind of stopped YouTube for a while. At some point, I figured out it wasn't just me being busy. I was overwhelmed. The time I spent writing scripts and editing felt like a never-ending task, constantly rushing, just trying to get content out so I wouldn't fall behind. And the worst part, it never felt like enough. I was stuck in this exhausting cycle. But then I figured out a system, a way to stay consistent without losing my mind. And once I started doing this, everything changed. So I was planning on posting every day, but obviously that was never going to happen with classes and exams. So what did I do? The first step you need to take is set a realistic posting goal. This isn't about pushing yourself to the max or trying to match what everyone else is doing. It's about knowing what's doable and setting up a system that works for you. If you're struggling to post once a week, trust me, trying to post 5 times a week is just gonna frustrate you. You need to start slow, maybe once a week, and then as you get better and more efficient, you can adjust to posting twice a week. MrBeast once said that your first 100 videos probably won't get views, but the key is to improve something with every single upload. He wasn't just talking about making 100 random videos. He meant that each time you post, you should be learning and getting better. That could mean improving your editing speed, your storytelling, your thumbnails, or just getting more comfortable on camera. If you're only posting once a week but actively working on getting faster at editing or scripting, you might reach a point where you can post twice a week without feeling overwhelmed. The goal isn't just to upload more, it's to improve with every video. So over time, creating content becomes easier and more natural. Step 2. Be realistic about your time. After setting realistic posting goals, you have to be realistic about your time. So if you're working a 9 to 5 or juggling school, you probably don't have endless hours to film, edit, and upload. That's why time management is everything. You need to figure out when you can actually work on your content, whether that's early mornings, weekends, or even small gaps in your schedule. One thing that helps, batch creating content. Instead of stressing about filming every single week, set aside 1 or 2 days a month to record multiple videos. That way, when life gets busy, you already have content ready to go. Another way is breaking down your workflow. Filming, editing, making thumbnails. It doesn't all have to happen in one sitting. You can script on one day, film on another, and edit when you have time. This keeps you from feeling overwhelmed and helps you stay consistent even when your schedule is packed. At the end of the day, YouTube isn't about how much time you have, it's about how you use it. Step 3. Plan your content in advance. Now, this one is important, especially if you already have a whole lot of work on your table. You can't afford to be scrambling at the last minute trying to throw a video together. Like for real, when you're already in the middle of a hectic week, the last thing you'd want to do is to add "make a video" to your to-do list. That's why it's better to plan your content a month in advance. So when life gets crazy, you've already got a safety net. It takes the pressure off and lets you create when you have the time, not when you're panicking. Step 4. Accountability. Alright, so you've got a plan and a safety net, but how do you make sure you stick to it? You need accountability. Don't just tell your audience you're going to post every week. That's not enough. We've all heard creators say, "I'll post every Tuesday," but you know what happens? They fall off. What actually works is having someone who can check in on you. Find an accountability partner, someone who doesn't sugarcoat things, but also gets what it's like to be a creator. You need someone who will hold you to your word and not let you off easy. It's like having a gym buddy, right? You want someone who pushes you, but also understands when you need support. Make sure they're not afraid to call you out if you're slacking. When you have that kind of accountability, it changes everything. Let's say you've nailed the first few steps, set your goals, managed your time, planned your content, and even got that accountability in place. But without this next step I'm about to share, especially the final step, you're still at risk of falling off. Honestly, they're the most important, so stick around because you definitely don't want to miss this. Step 5. Focus on your unique strength. A lot of creators get stuck because they're too busy looking at what everyone else is doing. Here you need to stop comparing yourself to big creators. They're on a completely different level. They have teams, years of experience, and a system that lets them crank out content non-stop. But you're just getting started, and that's okay. Instead of stressing over what they're doing, focus on what makes you different. Your background, your perspective, your style. That's what's gonna set you apart. If you're constantly trying to copy someone else, you're gonna burn out fast. For real, the easiest way to stay consistent is to create content that actually feels natural to you. If you're enjoying the process, showing up won't feel like a chore. So stop playing by their rules and play your own game. Step 6, which is the last step, build the habit. Now, consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. And the more you show up, the easier it gets. Think of it like going to the gym. The first few times, it's tough, so you have to force yourself. But after a while, it becomes part of your routine, and you don't even think about it. You just do it. Basically, it's the same with YouTube. If you commit to posting once a week, stick to it, even when you're not feeling motivated. Motivation comes and goes, and that's normal. The key is to turn content creation into a habit, so you don't have to rely on motivation. You'll just do it because it's part of what you do. And no, this doesn't mean forcing yourself to post daily or burn yourself out. It just means showing up consistently in a way that works for you. Once you build that habit, staying consistent won't feel like a struggle. It'll just be a second nature. So whether you're in school, working a 9 to 5, or just trying to figure this all out, these steps will help you stay consistent without burning out. It worked for me, so it'll definitely work for you too. It's all about building a system you can work with and sticking to it. Keep showing up, and trust me, you're gonna see the results. If this helped, make sure to like and subscribe. I've got more YouTube growth tips coming, and you won't want to miss them.